Good evening, friends. Welcome again to the Healthy Nature Program, this international psycho-creative meetings, where we discuss various emotional, creative, spiritual topics, and under the umbrella of the psycho-creative philosophy, point of view, tools, etc. So today we're going to discuss something that Agnieszka mentioned at the end of the last meeting. I also remember what you told about this, about empathy. But before we dive into this interesting topic, if someone here wants to ask a question or to share something with us, I hope you started experiencing intuitive painting through the book I shared with you. Some of you I already saw. There is another book coming from you, practice book to how to decrease exaggerated self-criticism. I started giving it to my Israeli clients, and now you're going to have it also. Chapter 1, I think I'll give you tomorrow. So it's up to you. If you would like to practice and enjoy the psycho-creative tools. I also shared with you something that is really unusual, really very, very new. I have been working on creating emotional AI, emotional GPT. This is hard work, but I think I managed to create something. I shared with you a link earlier, and it is called Self-Love Journey in GPT, which is, if you enter there, you will see it's totally different than the usual experience with GPT. Over there, it doesn't give you any advice. It doesn't help you. It's just there representing the ideas of the psycho-creative theory, especially asking you questions and giving you echo, empathic echo to your progress. So you can try it and you see it. It's totally different than the usual AI. And it's still in the beginning, so there will be maybe new updates and versions until it is perfectly okay, but you can start experiencing it. It's a kind of a process of 10 minutes to practice self-love with the computer. So, anyone wants to say something about self-love, about intuitive painting, about intuition, Irek, about emotional transformation, about anything emotional? You can bring every topic here.
Okay, so because I am here, thank you for receiving me. And I am a little bit late because of my daughter Emma, because I love her so much. She is going to study to Katowice. Anyway, the thing was about intuition. So I have intuition the last time. I smell that I will visit my father. And my father is, the time that we would love to spend time more, because you never know. So my intuition was to bring him something to share, very old. I don't know how to say in English or is in Hebrew, something what our grandfathers did to shape themselves.
I know what you're talking about.
And I brought this. We spent wonderful time. And I said, I would like to serve my father, I would like just to do something extra, to maybe think about the old days. How was I young? How I see like my grandfather did this. And I almost did at the moment I took this pig. And he asked me, did you use this? I said, actually, I think I used it once, but so, maybe next time, not now. But the thing was that I feel to do that. I have intuition to bring that. And I will tell you, I will use maybe next time when I will use more to shave myself.
All right. I don't even I remember this. I think when I was young, it was still there. We did use it. It's a kind of a special brush, right?
Yes, special brush.
I
And
know.
I started to study now. The people now they are using again, and this is
Yeah.
like now like ceremony to use this. You know, it's a big balagan.
So you followed your intuition.
Yes. So next time I will come and I will definitely. But he said, just try to do it yourself and come back.
All right. Now, please pay attention. Intuition is not a rare phenomenon. It is always there. It depends how much we are ready to play with it. Because, it offers us some strange things to do. And if we follow it, the intuition says, well, here is someone who is willing to play with me. I will give them more new, bizarre ideas. Let's see if they follow me. And this is the deal. Because intuition always is about taking you to a new place. If it's something that it is not you, you don't need intuition. And you can use Google, your memory, your book, whatever. You don't need intuition for something that it is not new. But if you want to renew your life, if you want surprises, if you want new adventures, if you want new opportunities, listen to your intuition. And it will give you unreasonable things that are not logical. You won't understand why. This is how it works. Because if you do understand, it's not you. If you do understand, you control it. It's not you. You should not understand. Why should I bring this brush to my father? Come on, this. I don't know. Well, there's no sense about this. Well, there is. Okay? So, I can combine this to the practice of self-love. Because if the more we practice self-love, the more we trust the inner voice. The better we have dialogue with the voice inside, because we love the things that are in us more, so we are ready to play with the ideas that, hello, Tshuva Cartel, thank you again for coming.
No.
No, I have many Israeli clients, but only few at your age. That's nice. Okay, so thank you for sharing. Who else wants? Oh, see, you're new. I see a new person here.
היי, מה נשמע?
בסדר. אתה מדבר
אני כאן מבקר את המשפחה הזאת.
So you have...
היי גם מישהי במיוחד.
Okay. All right, the Israeli-Polish connection here. Okay. So we continue. Anyone wants to say something, to share something about your experience with the things we've been talking here? I remind you, our main issues are self-love, reducing self-criticism, emotional creativity, like writing, dancing, painting. I advise you again and again to practice emotional transformation. You have a video for this. So, anyone wants to share something?
Somehow,
yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I hope I'm not somehow interfering in the way it should with the topic, but I cannot somehow reject this thought. All these lectures about intuition. So I keep remembering this story from the Bible of Adam and Eve, and then when they took the fruit, they were cut off from God. And so it seems to me a bit as if, because they were promised some type of wisdom, yes? So that they cut themselves from intuition, so some type of God's tips I would say maybe that's my association I have when I hear your lectures. Maybe it's oversimplified, but somehow that's what comes to my mind.
So what you're saying is that the Genesis story,
Yes.
the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve,
Yes.
and the apple, and what they kind of lost there.
Yes, that they gained this rational mind, yes, logical rational mind, and they cut themselves from
All right, so
God.
from
Yeah.
their divine wisdom. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. All right, so I get this story and I add a new story now. So now we have the opportunity to return. All right, so it's not a continuous punishment. Intuition is there, it's just requiring us some work, attention, practice. It's not gone, but we got used to rational thinking too much and not to intuitive emotional language, but it is there ready for us to explore it and have it again. This is why we're meeting here. So it is a language. Intuition is a language. And it talks with passion, with insights, with strange ideas, with playfulness, with creativity. So the more you explore these topics, playfulness, creativity, passion, intuition will talk more with you. But if you're too rational, you will not choose to be playful. It doesn't make sense to play now. Come on, it's childish. Oh, come on, I cannot trust my passion. No, it's not logic. Sometimes passion didn't take me to the right place, etc. All right, David, please.
Hi, thank you. David from Israel. So basically, we are saying that it's a gut feeling. Something that we feel has nothing to do with logic or with, how would I say, a conventional way of thinking. It's a more of experience. We feel something and we follow the feeling. We are kind of I don't know if I could say free of logic, but kind of being able to act or to react without the mind interfering. And sometimes I'm not sure about this separation, if it's completely correct.
Well, let me remind all of you about the book I shared with you, and I can share with you again the same book. I just changed its name. The original name, the name that I gave you the book with was The Illogical Logic. Saying that there is a logic, but it's illogical. It doesn't follow the same rules. I changed its name to Intuition's Rules. So, because we would like to go to our topic today, which is empathy, I will just say that I will share with you again the book, okay? And I'm asking you to start reading. There is lots of information, logical information about the illogical issue of intuition. This is my expertise, to bring logic into the illogical. This is why I became a psychiatrist. To bring logic to the illogical spaces. So read.
So we are going to get the link.
You will get the book, the PDF file of the book. You're going to get a book, okay? And 25 chapters. Start reading and then bringing here insight and questions from the book. I have more books for you, but if I'm giving you books, I would like you to read. Okay, so empathy. Who would like to offer us Definition, what is empathy for you? How do you say empathy in Polish, please?
Empatia.
Oh, so easy, empatia.
Same in Hebrew, by the way.
We have also sympatia.
See, different, it's different.
All right.
Anyway, empathy, I would say that you care about something, about somebody or about a situation, and you are also willing to be involved, helping or doing something
All right.
in concerning this. You are concerned about something and you care and you want to do something.
This
Sympathy,
is
maybe you less want to do, you are not so much want to be involved. You're only
okay.
care,
So
maybe.
this is David's point of view about what empathy is. Who else wants to bring your idea about what empathy means? Yes, Agnieszka.
Hello. It's ability to feel what the other person is feeling, or its ability to sense the state of that person, a psychological state, emotional state. And I will say it's like an internal antenna.
Mm-hmm.
You know what is antenna? What you pick
Yeah,
up?
in Hebrew we say antenna. Yeah.
Yes, antenna, yes. So it's like internal antenna to sense
You can
atmosphere.
say also radar, kind of radar, like a sensor.
Yes. I will say so, yes.
Just, I want to tell you, I don't think we're able to feel someone else's feeling because there is no way we will ever understand what someone else is feeling right now because it's inside them. Okay? But also you said it's like having a sensitive radar or antenna that is tuned to their feelings.
Yes, something like this.
All right. It should not be an easy topic, by the way. It's easy to say it, but it's not easy to implement. All right. Anyone else wants to share your idea about what empathy is?
My thought was, is it part of like it's a tool in the toolbox of emotional intelligence?
Yes, it is. It is. This is the reason for it to be so rare, because most of us are poor with emotional intelligence tools. Yes, it's a part of it, of course.
Mhm.
Yes. This is why sometimes it is painful, isn't it, Agnieszka?
Yes, because can you hear me? Yes. Because there is a lot of negativity in general and a lot of suffering, emotional suffering, and type. So that if somebody is empathetic by nature, is kind of sometimes heavy gift, I would say. So definitely you need to know how to manage this in your life.
This is why we are talking about this today, because
Thank
of the
you.
question. But before this, let's see if someone else wants to share their idea, opinion, or feelings or experience about what empathy means. By the way, it is two ways. Empathy is not just what you would like to be able to have towards someone else. You will also would like someone else be empathetic towards you, right? This is something we need from others, not just they need from us. It is two ways.
So would you say it's a like emotional identification?
I will get to it. I will get to it soon, but I would like to hear more opinions.
I think the empathy is that you can project the shape of something that it's not physical, but you can project someone's emotions and understand them actually. So this is a kind of projection.
Okay, nice. So empathy is defined as the ability to be in someone else's shoes.
Exactly.
That's it. I may not like this person. I may not want to be involved or to help or to be friends, but I may be able to understand inside me, as far as I understand what's going on in their minds, in their life. I'm able to be in their shoes with not much judgment, and kind of I'm getting out of my own ego and I'm looking at someone else's story. And now their story is more important for me than my story. It's like I'm interested in understanding their life, their drama. Now their drama is interesting me for many reasons. Not only just in order to help them, but I approach them with a kind of interest, emotional interest, what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your heart. And it's not always easy. And as Agnieszka said, if you are too sensitive, and Agnieszka is too sensitive, okay, they say that there are 20% of people are oversensitive, okay? Most of the time, they don't know that this is who they are. By the way, it's not pathology, it's not a problem, it's a trait. This is who you are. It has advantages and disadvantages. Because if you are sensitive, you can be creative with this, you can be intuitive, but sometimes you just feel too much. So let's say you enter a party or a family gathering or something, and you're like a sponge. You just feel everyone's feeling in you. There's no boundary. It's like you have a thin skin and everything is entering your body and you're flooded with this. So you may be interested in their feelings, but it is too much.
It could be a burden.
Yeah. Then you are flooded and then you have to defend yourself, maybe to get out or to close yourself, do something. And in this way, this gift becomes a problem. Yes. And there is the other pole when you have low empathy. You don't feel what other people feel. You don't have a problem with anyone. You can go here, you can go there, it's okay. But then you'll have other problems. Because when you are supposed to feel that they are in pain or angry and you're not there for them, you will have problems with them. So either way, if you're too sensitive or you are low in sensitivity, you will have problems over there. Generally, empathy is like a healthy nature that we can practice. We can practice alone, thinking about someone and asking ourselves questions. How well do we know this person? And how too many times we just make projections on this person and don't see him really. Because all the involvement we have and the needs we have and the judgments we have and the expectations we have. So we don't really see them. We see what we need from them, or we see the problems we have with them, or the way we think about them, but we don't see their life. So this is something we can practice if we like. But we sometimes need not to be close to that person because we need to be distant and not to be too much involved in the turmoil of the relationship, just to be distant and then ask myself questions. How do they wake up in the morning? What do they have for breakfast? When they go to work? When they speak to their friends? Ask myself questions. Do I know this person? If I see someone in the street, and let's say it's a great example, you know, the people in the streets that are begging for money. You have there in your cities the poor people there. All right. Yep. Most of the time, we won't have positive feelings about them. about them. We don't see them as living people that where do they sleep? Who are the friends? What they feel? What do they think? Many times it's a burden, or we feel sorry about them. That's it. We have one or two versions about them, and then we go away. We don't see them really. We don't really ask ourselves questions about their story, their drama. How come did they came to this position? And maybe we don't have the tools to do this, but this may be empathy challenge. All right, so it is something you can practice alone, and also you can practice with a friend. If you have a real good relationship, you can decide to do something like empathy exercise together and to tell each other what you see about them, to show that someone you care for, that you understand their lives, and you do it with your full intention. And the other side should just listen and maybe enjoy it even, because we like getting the attention and seeing that someone is seeing us, even appreciating us, understanding us. We need it so much. So this is, if we have good relationship with someone, we can practice this. It is also something that we can add to relationships. Sometimes just to show someone or to offer them a point of view of understanding their lives. Now, regarding your question, Agnieszka, what to do with your oversensitivity? Okay, so I would like to use the psycho-creative tools first and foremost. Because if you have oversensitivity and if you get too much emotional information from other people, it means that you are kind of forgetting yourself in this situation. You lose your boundaries. You lose your defenses. It is as if you are caring too much. So when it happens to you, it may be a signal for you to get inside and to practice self-love, to regain the focus to yourself. Now I am in the center. I need self-empathy. Can I understand what I am going through right now? Can I be in my shoes? Can I see the stress that I'm having now? Can I take care of myself without staying stuck in this? So you may go to the bathroom, close the door, go to the mirror, and start talking to yourself. Start to regain the relationship with yourself. Now you become the most important person in the room. All the rest will wait outside. Okay? This is how self-love can protect you. And it reminds you that if you care for others more than you care yourself, you deplete yourself. Then you don't really have many resources to take care of others because you are flooded and you are too involved, so you don't have much to offer them. So, because it is happening to you and to other people in a spontaneous way, you may, in these moments, understanding what you're going through at these moments, you may have this understanding, realization, and then do something about this with self-love. Okay? This is how you address your oversensitivity. But because you're so sensitive, you may also respond well to self-love gesture because you're sensitive. You will feel the love coming to you also. Okay? Also, because you are an artist, you like painting, you can take this oversensitivity and do some creative with this. when you have the time, when you have the opportunity. Okay, so this is something for you to pay attention to. And if you adjust it, you may have your empathy as a good tool professionally and socially, but you must first and foremost defend yourself. And reminding you that society encourages us not to defend ourselves so much and to care for others too much. It is as if you are a good person if you care for others. Care for yourself, well, if you like to do it, but it's not mandatory. This is the social message, the norm, but this is not a healthy norm. Okay? Do you understand me? In many places, wherever you have a problem, wherever you have a conflict, wherever something is too much or too little, self-love will be there for you. Self-love will give you opportunities to cope with the situation. You just need to stop and focus on yourself using love. Okay? And then you get the balance. Because instead of looking at others, you bring back the energy towards you. Okay? All right. Someone wants to say something about this? Do you have similar problem? A similar challenge, or do you have different problems? Maybe someone says that you don't have enough empathy towards them. Maybe you are in a connection with someone who is too sensitive.
Or similar view, maybe. I just wanted before I raised my hands before, because of this point of self-love, I would like to connect it to empathy, and I liked what you just said. I think the more self-love you practice and you know and you experience, it is more likely for you to be more empathic towards people and towards yourself. It's connected, it's overlap. They cannot be separated, in my opinion.
Nice, that's nice. The more you love yourself, the more you have room for other people in you.
Right.
Okay, because you are not dependent on them to have your own energy. And then when you have room for others, you can spare attention for empathy. It's okay. You're not wasting your energy because your energy is yours. Okay? Again, self-love is a key. And this is why I remind you again and again, practice it. And it's so easy to practice. But you need to accumulate time and experience practicing self-love. Yes. And it may sound strange, but it's just smiling in the mirror and getting used to say love words to yourself, encouraging words to yourself when it's easy and when it's hard. And you get used to it. And it starts happening in yourself. Who else wants to say something about what we've been discussing here? Yes.
Is that me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I bring up a thought that I've had. It happened with my mother, who had injured her back when I was a teenager, and she was always in pain. And for years, it was like when you talked with her, she was always in pain. And I started finding I was cutting myself off from feeling too much, because it was continual, it was chronic pain. And I've had the same experience now with my daughter, having chronic pain, and it's always the pain. And I don't feel as empathetic as I would be if it was a short span. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know how to handle the continual. I'm in pain all the time. It hurts me all the time. I can't handle all that pain all the time. So I feel that you're going through it, but I don't know what to do with it because it's continual, it's ongoing.
I think the same thing happens to doctors. When you witness too much pain, you can become numb because you cannot contain so much pain again and again, so many patients, etc. I remember this from working in the hospitals. So here is the thing, and this is a psycho-creative point of view. Empathy cannot harm you, and it cannot be associated with your own pain. When it is painful, it's no longer empathy. It's maybe identification. You were taken to someone else's drama. It's no longer empathy. And it is important to make the differentiation between empathy, which is a powerful state of mind. I have the ability, I have the reserve to be able to see someone else's story and to be interested in the story and maybe to be in connection and communication about their story, as long as I feel okay with this. If I don't feel okay with this, it is no longer empathy, it's something else. It crossed the boundary. You may say it is even a kind of negative empathy. It is not for you now, it's sucking your resources. Yeah? And exactly. This is also what Agnieszka said. But once we don't understand that empathy and compassion are always rewarding and are always positive and healthy, and if they're not, they're gone. It's not that. You're doing something else. For example, if you are trying to help someone too much, you are obsessed with helping them, and you lose your own energy because you're helping them too much. Well, from a certain point, it's not really a help, it's something else. Because if you hurt yourself doing so, this is not a positive action. You create a new problem. Do you know what codependency is? Have you heard about codependency? Codependency is a kind of addiction that was first seen in close relatives of alcoholics, the wife or the husband of an alcoholic. So they were addicted, the alcoholics. But from a certain point, their spouse became addicted to their problem. And it's a full addiction. And it looks as if they are trying to help them recover and stop drinking. They are involved with their life too much while destroying their own life. So this is not empathy. This is not help. This is addiction. This is a problem. So again, the rule of thumb is ask self-love what's going on. Because self-love is in charge of keeping you not in a place that will hurt you. Self-love will tell you, stop. It's not good for you. See, you lose energy. You're not as vital as before. You are too tired. You're too obsessed with this problem. This is no empathy. This is something else. Now you need help. So the more you practice self-love, the more you get used to carrying yourself as the most important person in your life, the more you have the instinct where you are in the empathy position and when you lost it. You can sense it in your energy, in your muscles, in your vitality, in your passion, in your energy. Okay? But if you don't have self-love there to monitor, to look at you, to examine your position, you may be drawn to a place where you have negative empathy, addiction, you care too much, and you don't care anymore. You are in a kind of obsession. All right, Hannah Chubak, are you raising your hand?
So actually, I wanted to say something. By the way, it's Michael. Sorry.
You see, this is the Israeli energy. They jump, they start talking. All right, go ahead, Michael.
So my question is, you said like you can empathize with somebody until you feel uncomfortable, until it's unhealthy, but can you grow your empathy battery or capacity to a point where you can handle bigger problems? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's tricky
Okay.
because we all have the things that we are supposed to deal with, and we have the things that we are not supposed to deal with. Okay? I've been working as a doctor in many places in hospitals until I realized it's not for me.
Okay.
I went through an awakening process of years until I understood that this is not for me. Okay? So I could try to be better as a doctor in the hospital to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the right thing for me was to help people in other places.
Okay.
Again, it is something you can practice, but the condition is that you find the right place for you to practice it. So it is as if you are in a relationship and you work hard to improve the relationship and it doesn't work. And you ask yourself, can I improve myself more for this relationship, or should we stop?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very important question. Sometimes it's this way and sometimes it's this way. You don't know. Or I'm working in something for years. Lately, I don't feel okay with what I do there. Well, is it something that I need to change in my work? Or maybe it's time for me to change my work. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay? So it is something you can grow through attention and practice. But self-love should be there to look at you and tell you, well, this is the place for you, and in this place where you tried enough, it's not really the exact place for you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Monica.
Okay.
We don't hear you.
You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thanks. So how do we recognize whether is a place we should leave that job, or we should like improve? And if we can't leave the job, for example, or the place for whatever reason, what can we do?
I think you are in charge of the good questions, are you? Okay, of course, it's not black and white. And sometimes we don't have the privilege just to walk away from a job, for example. I believe in time you will get answers for these questions here, the more you explore the psycho-creative tools. Because the more you practice self-love, the more you have information inside you, whether it is a place to put effort to improve, or it is a place that you see that you always hit the wall and nothing can change. Self-love can help you differentiate between the two options. When you learn to reduce your self-criticism, it's very important, because when we have problems in the work or other places, we also have problems with ourselves. We feel that we are not okay. We judge ourselves. And then we have another problem with the self-judgment. Now, if you can reduce the self-judgment, you see the picture much clearer. And if you practice your creativity, again, you can try being creative in this position and see, does creativity help me? Many times it is about trial and error. You say to yourself, I am willing to try and change and help and get things better here. And I'm listening to my self-love, but at the same time, I have the option in me, I may find out that this is not doable here. Okay? Most of the time, your intuition will tell you, finally, stay or leave. Okay? But if you're not used to listen to your intuition, and you mainly listen to expectations or to your fears, so you won't be able to feel these gut feelings that David told us about. It's not an easy question, it's not an easy challenge. But if you go to your self-love and ask it, what do you say about this? How my self-love approaches this problem? Does it tell me, try it again, give it a chance? Or does it tell me, maybe it's not for me? The more you love yourself, the better you see if things are for you and not for you. So it's a matter of process and learning the psycho-creative tools that I would like to teach you here, and they make you better in these decision-making situations. There is no one clear answer about this. Okay?
Thank you.
But because today we're talking about empathy, you can start by being self-empathic. So telling yourself, it's okay to be where I am, even if I don't understand what I should do, it's okay. I can comfort myself, I can encourage myself, I can be my friend. Start with this. Because from this point, it's much easier to ask the hard questions. First of all, be okay with yourself no matter where you are. This is the basic. Okay. Please.
May I? Yeah? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a whole thing about empathy today, and I am for and against. Because I am like this, I'm for and against, it's like my life, and I see it also in part, according to what I understand, maybe I don't understand some little today, but I understand that empathy could be creative. Like, for example, empathy, when I had beginning of 90s, I have seen the Schindler List, and I have seen the suffering of Jewish people in Poland. Like we Poles, we have been not teach. They didn't taught us, in the schools about Auschwitz was Jewish, and it was like communist time, and I was like, growing in that. And after I have seen the tragedy of this nation, tragedy, people who I met, like Holocaust survivors, I spoke with them. I met very many of them poor people still in the Russia, former Soviet Union. And this empathy was completely changed me. Make me creative and thinking about this struggle, what this nation is going through. And give me, the empathy and also to love and loving kindness and things which is kind of the heart in the good of way of thinking of this, to understand, to be humble, to have a friends. And in this case, in my measure, I change. I think I change. My friends maybe could prove this. So I am just see also the creative empathy. What do you think about it?
Well, I can tell you, first of all, thank you for your sharing. I think you should write your story. I think you should write a book, Irek. And so what I can say is, because you are a creative person, because you have creative tendency, and because creativity belongs to right brain is in charge of emotions, intuition, creativity, empathy, passion, all together in the same place. So once you let yourself being more in empathy, it's like you're inviting your creativity to join, because it is from the same origin. And this is what you just mentioned, was a kind of emotional transformation. You transform your empathy into creativity. That is what we're talking about here. So this was a great example. But I didn't hear the no, I just heard the yes from you. I didn't hear any conflict or contradiction. And it's okay.
It's okay. I have no contradiction, you know.
Ah.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just saying, you know, that sometimes empathy it could work for the bad, because
yes,
I met very bad situation in my life, and I see many people who suffer, and also we have to to keep ourselves far away from being still inside and to be addicted after this, because I understand this syndrome PSD, like now
yes.
in Israel, in Ukraine, you can receive it.
Yes, but again,
but it's also the good empathy, the good creative empathy. As you said, the source is coming from the same from the same origin.
So we need to know that we have certain capacity in witnessing negative things. There is a limit for us how we can get close to it. And it happened also in Israel in the October 7th, when people watched too much of the media, and it hurt them when they weren't able to put a boundary, say, I've seen enough. That's it. I understand, that's enough. They could, and they became addicted to it. Okay? And so you need, when you have self-love, you put the boundary. You give your empathy until the level when you feel that it is draining you. It's too much. Sorry, I cannot help here. And I need now to nurture myself. I have to nurture myself now. Otherwise, I will be in a problem. And this is a major challenge. Always, always, we will return to self-love. And it will always return to smiling in the mirror. Because it's a very, very important symbol. When I smile in the mirror, I give myself energy back. I am here. I am important. I am present. I love myself. This is the basic. I have good relationship with myself. Now I can go out to the world and face some negativity. Only when I have the armor and the nurturance within me. And for having this, I have to practice. Okay? Yes, Eva.
Yes, thank you. That was very interesting what you were saying about this codependency. And could you please tell something more about it? I wonder, for example, what is this need which this person, codependent person, want to fulfill?
Well, we have 3 minutes for such a big topic. And yes, it is a symbol of someone who have their own problem, their own emotional emptiness that make them fall to the trap of someone else's problem and become too much involved with these problems. And instead of putting the boundaries and saying, I cannot help you anymore. Sorry, it is not my problem. It is your problem. You should take care of it. Even if I'm your friend, it is your problem. It is your responsibility. Sometimes the right friendship is to say to your friend, it is your issue to take care of yourself. I cannot help you so much, sorry. You need to help yourself. And sometimes it's very painful. Sometimes it may create temporary crisis. But in the long run, sometimes it's the best thing to do. Otherwise, it also destroys your relationship. Okay?
I wonder, I don't know what is your plan for these meetings, but could we talk some other day more about this?
So this will be our habit. As I said before, you can ask for any topic, any emotional related topic, and we'll give it an hour. So our next meeting will be about codependency. Okay?
Thank you.
And whenever you have something you would like us to invest the time in, you just bring it here. But I promise you, we will always end up in self-love. It will always be eventually the first response, the first step of recovery will be you and you. Okay? And self-love is also the first step in recovery from codependency. Because in codependency, you actually lose yourself. Right? You lose yourself more than your addicted friend. You lose yourself for them. You are addicted to them. So the first thing is to regain yourself. We will talk about this not this Wednesday, because we have here a very special day, Yom HaKippurim Day. Oh my God, you don't know what's happening in Israel in this day. We are crazy about this. So,
Just can I have one last remark?
this is the day of nothing. This is the day of nothing. And David and me, we don't follow much of the religion in Israel, but this is the custom. So we will meet again. Even next Monday for me, we can do it.
Sukkot. No, we don't do it because it's Sukkot.
So what?
And we celebrate Sukkot. There you go.
All right, so we'll do it this way.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, all right. But if I don't think there's enough people here, because if Viola is saying, I don't want to have problems with Viola.
No, because there are more of us. I'm the voice of many here. Yes, Irek.
I follow Viola.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Monica. Yes, others. Yes, there are many of us. I'm just
Sometimes whom you don't want to have problems with. Okay? So if Viola is saying that we cannot have this next Monday, all right, next Wednesday evening, we'll talk about codependency. But
I'm sorry, can I be very selfish and ask to have it on 13th of Monday, because on next week I am not able to participate.
no problem. So we will have
Thank you,
many
thank
other
you.
topics. It's okay.
Yeah.
We have zillion topics to talk here. Okay?
Just one remark, and I have something that I realized from the Bible by Mishlei. Mishlei is from King Solomon, if I may. He said, "Kamayim hapanim lapanim, kach lev ha'adam la'adam." How can I translate it? Like when you see your face in the water, the way you see your face, this is the way your heart is relating to somebody else's heart. It's something that's profound, but it's what we have just talked about in empathy in another way, in a different paraphrase.
Thank you.
"Kamayim hapanim lapanim, kach lev la'adam la'adam."
Thank you
The
very much.
way the face in the water, the way we see our face in the water, that's how one's heart is to the other person's heart.
All right. So thank you, David.
So
Yeah.
coming to Yom Kippur is good to reset ourselves sometimes, just to put a whole reset, and I am also for. I am not so religious as you think.
Actually, I don't think. Okay. So I would like to finish with something related to empathy. I believe that even though I'm talking here about self-love and creativity and reducing self-criticism and transformation, eventually our biggest challenges are between us. Eventually our biggest challenge is the way we work with each other, get together, and help each other. But it should be done on the basis of self-love. Otherwise, it doesn't work well. Okay,